All right, friends. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this journey called Reemarkabl. Thank you to my audience, number one, because it's not easy to take your time off of your schedules, because though we are all going to tough times, we are all going to times where we're in it together. We're in it together to fight a crazy enemy, an enemy called the COVID-19 that attacks us from all sides, mentally, physically, emotionally. But this journey is not about just looking at it as how we fight it, but how we actually win it. And this entire story, when we sat together to discuss this whole experience, saying, enough is enough, what next? What next is the story of a beautiful industry called the travel and tourism industry. And what's the future frame? This story is about trends and temperaments and hope beyond all the kind of rough weathers that we are going through. Our panelists this evening have obviously stood the test of time. They have been impeccable players who believed that in adversity comes opportunity. With every fall, there is a rise. And if we're all in it together as a team, not working in our silos, but as one of my panelists, Piyush, said, it's important for us to work as a syndicate, then all is well. My thing is, if you look back and experience what each one of us are doing here today, and if somebody would ask me what is your biggest life learning in the recent times and who was your best teacher, certainly I would say COVID-19, because it taught me so much. It taught me to be resilient, solid, and most importantly, there's this famous quote that goes, if life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But there are people on this panel, they not only made lemonade, they went and bought lemon factories. My first panelist this evening, Manish Kriplani.
Yes, I can hear you now.
So great. So that's what I was telling the audience, that in our journey of life, we have people like you who saw opportunity in all the adversity. And you told me frankly, when you started this whole experience of Baywatch Stays, it was a straight cut opportunity that you saw only in the pandemic. And you thanked the pandemic for giving you that bright shoot of light. So, our discussion this evening is not about, being like this Jani saying that sab kuch theek hoga. That we've heard enough. We've heard too many stories of re-engineering, redesigning. I want you to get to the grassroots, Manish. I want you to tell me and tell us that what did you go through when you saw that shoot? You went through your own, opportunities of taking that risk. Manish, the floor is yours. The opportunity is yours for us to understand the whole experience that you went through in the pandemic when you started Baywatch States, please. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, Reema. And congratulations on this lovely platform and the collection of the rest of the speakers. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I think by the end of this whole thing, if I would have motivated or inspired even a handful of people, I'll feel blessed, because I'm so happy to share the moments that I've been going through the last 1 year or 14 months rather, the way it has all transpired, and I'll be happy to share these kind of experiences with my people, my friends over here. This all started last year when we shut our office, when we were forced to shut our office last year, and we were sitting at home. That 1 month was amazing. We were watching all our Netflix. We were watching, talking to our friends, cleaning our wardrobes, cleaning our desks. It was interesting, okay, but naturally we are entrepreneurs. We are born, and we are made to ride these kind of waves. So somehow, after a whole month of doing everything, there was something that is always behind my mind and saying that this is not going to this is going to last for some time, because everybody was waiting, thinking that things are going to start. It's going to be next week, but somehow I was sure that it's going to take some time. That 1 month we were involved in so many discussions, so many panel meetings, so many debates. I remember every 2 days there was something or the other. We had not even heard of Zoom before this, and now Zoom is a household name. That's another thing that has happened post pandemic. And just like Zoom, I'm sure my Baywatch stays also has become a household name post this pandemic. So that's when I started thinking, and I remember in the last crisis, that is in 2007, uh, I made it very clear. I said, yes, in the next crisis, I am going to make sure I'm going to encash it, because with every crisis there is an opportunity. I mean, I was convinced last time, but somehow I didn't follow it. But this time I was waiting for the crisis. Sorry to say that, but I was actually waiting. The minute I heard the word crisis, my I woke up. I said, okay, buddy, it's the time to move on. Now find that needle in the haystack. The haystack is your crisis and your needle is your opportunity. Go for it. So that's when what I did was, I started talking to a lot of people. I started talking to first all our tourism boards, airlines, my friends in the industry. We had several Zoom meetings. So just trying to ensure we are connected. And I would like to know from the other side of a perspective, of their perspective, also what's happening in the industry. I started talking to my clients. I wanted to know what the problem was. I know there is a problem. What is the problem? How can I solve the problem? And so I spoke to, I think, over two, 300 of my clients every day, about 10, 15. I used to pick up, spend about 30 minutes and ask them, what is it that I can do at this point of time to make sure they, I get their bags packing, basically, because that's what I am. I'm for. I don't know anything beyond tourism. Most of my friends got into pharma and other businesses, but I was hell bent on tourism because it's flowing in my blood. There's nothing more I can think of beyond that. So after talking to so many people, I realized, I started understanding, yes, there is something that I can do. There is an opportunity here, and which came in the form of holiday homes. When people were telling me, yeah, Manish, I'm so fed up. I want to go and stay 2 nights, 3 nights, 1 week in a villa. But mujhe, yaar, I want total housekeeping. I want total caretakers. I don't want to go to a hotel. I want to own it. Every second person told me this. Then I said, okay, I got it. This is what it is. So I got my drawing board out. I think I would have had about a month of sleepless nights. I used to get up at 2:30 in the morning, start making notes, again sleep, again start making notes, join a lot of startup debates and startup paneling, join several speakers, try to understand, because I'm going to, I want to be a startup again. I want to feel young again. And it actually gave me that experience. It gave me that opportunity. So I got back to the drawing board, and during the pandemic, I started looking out for villas. I started going out, driving all over the countryside, where I wanted to offer luxury high-end villas in our backyard. I wanted to be pandemic proof. I wanted to be absolutely where you just pack your bags and leave. You don't need a visa. You don't need anybody to make any arrangements. You just call me, period. And I wanted to own the ecosystem. I didn't want to sell somebody else's beach villa. So that was one part. And then the second part was actually brewing, which again was in my favor. In the sense, as you know, Chennai has the second longest coastline in the world. It has one of the most luxurious beach houses. I mean, the who's who has the beach houses here. And unfortunately, most of them are not here. They rent it out to several expats. And what was happening is all these expats were leaving. These luxury villas were all getting vacant. And most of these villas are owned by my friends. I started asking them, so what about your villa? I mean, what are you going to do? He said, no, in fact, I was getting so many lakhs and yay and whoa, I don't know what to do. I said, listen, why don't I give you this model, what I'm planning to do. Believe me, without thinking twice, I got 2 keys sent to my house the next day. They said, we can't ask for anything more. Here it is, do what you want. So I said, wow, this is an opportunity, because naturally, I mean, I don't have a business without these villas. And then I started talking to a few people. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine. We are having a walk. He's a VC. He's invested in a lot of business. I think I spent about 15 minutes with him. A friend of mine, very close friend, Ranjit. I was talking to him, and I think we spoke 15 minutes on this. And all he said was, "I'm with you all the way. I'm going to provide as much as investments as you want. I want to ride this wave with you." I couldn't ask for anything more. God was painting this lovely picture for me, and I was, I was right there in the right place in the right time. And these were signals the universe was giving to me that, listen, okay, go for it. The time is right, and go further. So that's when we started aggregating villas. We started talking to property managers. We started talking to housekeeping people. I spoke to a lot of my friends in the industry. And yes, so we then started putting this whole thing together. And right now, we have come up with Baywatch Stays. In other words, we are aggregating very high-end luxury villas on the beach. We have few now in Chennai. We are moving to Auroville and Kodaikanal. In a matter of time, we would be moving to Bangalore, Coorg, Kabini, and probably I would come up to where you are, Rima, and go probably north. So this has been my so-called journey called crisis. I've termed my journey as crisis because that's what it is, and this has been my journey so far. And I think I'll tell you all more as we move forward. I'm sure the other speakers have more interesting things to say.
Your journey, as I said, Manish, has been, a business that actually grew out of a crisis, clearly. When
Yes.
you said my villa is going to be pandemic proof, it's a very interesting statement that you made. So you're clearly saying that the options that you're going to give for the future world is an option that is going to be safe, sturdy, and most importantly, your own little comfort zone. You're very clearly saying your entire business model is going to be the model for the future.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Fair
Yes.
enough. So when you went back to your drawing board, you said you actually did your rethinking, and you felt that this is it. I can really compete. Compete is the wrong word. I can probably collaborate and build a basket of accommodation, luxury accommodation facilities in India a little better.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly, before this pandemic, people used to call me and ask me, because I've been in the business the last 25 years. We curate luxury holidays in Bali, Samui, Ibiza, where I actually book these villas.
Yes.
So when they come back, my clients used to ask me, listen, can I have a villa like that in Chennai? I said, no way. I mean, Chennai is never going to have it. This was about 3 to 4 years back. I
Right.
said, Chennai is never going to have this. I mean, what are you talking? You'll have to go to Ibiza.
Yes.
But then, when they started, we changed the dynamics. We changed. I think we have added a feather to our cap, and we have something that I'm sure Chennaites will be proud of to say.
I'm sure, and I'm sure your plan of expanding is going to work. And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Um, my next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, thank you very much. I'm seeing more people joining in. I'm so humbled because a little bit when I started Reemarkabl, my only dream was to give stories of sense and not sensationalism. And I'm sticking to that. And I'm going to believe that we're only going to give you stories of quality with quality people, and the whole industry, this travel and tourism industry, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most fabulous industries. It's the only thing I would wish to say is keep the faith. Can't walk out and say this industry doesn't work for us. It seriously works for us. And what the government says doesn't say. I think what Manish and Shalini and Piyush and Rakesh have to say, that hang in there, guys. We are all in it together. The next gentleman who I bring in is Mr. Rakesh Merritt. The gentleman today is a player who is a legacy player in the industry. The beautiful Marriott Travels was started, of course, with the father, and When Rakesh spoke to me on the sidelines, he only told me one thing, that my father taught me that in any crisis, do something that don't lose your morals. And I went ahead and told Rakesh that it is not only losing your morals, but is also not dampening your morale. So the moral and the morale are very interesting combinations in a crisis, which I personally feel. When you're going with stuff, don't lose your morals and your morale. Rakesh Merritt, you were the one who said it was the pandemic that pushed me to see where I can make money. But I wanted to make money in the most refined and ethical way, you said very clearly to me. And you also said the first thing I did was, Reema, I became lean and mean and really cut down on all my expenditures. Rakesh, what was your formula to stay afloat and also make money during the pandemic? Rakesh Merritt, for us and for the audience, please.
Thank you, Reema, for having me on this platform. Thank you, all my fellow panelists. Manish, you gave an excellent overview of how the situation is. Um, uh, so basically, we were all in the same boat. We were struggling in April. We didn't know what is going to happen, how things are going to change, what is going to come forward to us. There was a lot of ambiguity and despair. But because of the morals and values that we have been brought up with, we decided that we will hang in there, and this is the trade we know. This is what we know, and we're going to do this to the best of our abilities. We were interacting with all our principals, the airlines, and the hotels, and trying to find revenue source because income was not there, but expenditures were always there, And we had a lot of outstandings, and we had a lot of airline refunds to be coming into our company. So we decided that let's help and do whatever we can. And then we got a call from our airlines that US is uh, doing these repat flights, which are taking all American citizens and green card holders back to the US. And these flights are not listed on the GDS or any of the things online and stuff like that. So I started talking to my customers. My customers started talking to their friends, and that's the way we started getting inquiries and requests that they wanted to get reunited to their families and stuff like that. So we sent a lot of people that way. By doing this, we started a chain reaction where we started getting a lot of inquiries for people who wanted to go to Dubai. They were stuck here and they wanted to go in. Both the countries were closed off. Both the borders were closed, and they were not allowing commercial flights to fly into either directions. So we had, once we got talking to our customers, we realized that there are a whole lot of people here, maybe more 5,000, 6,000 people who wanted to get back to Dubai. And we were finding a way, how do we start sending these people back? And we had relationships where we spoke to a couple of aircraft owners in Dubai, where we contracted with them and we started working out a decent cost effective solution, which would help these people fly out into Dubai and meet with their families. While we were talking to our other hotel partners, there was a lot of marketing budget with these luxury hotels, which was not being utilized, but money was not available to them. And they wanted to have partnerships with influencers where they could showcase their brand to various million plus users. So this is one example is Palazzo Versace Hotel, Anand Punjwan. He approached us and we worked out a deal where a barter system where we used influencers to market their hotel with various platforms, and in return the influencers got free stay and food to stay. So we worked on such ideas. We were innovating. Every day was a learning. Every day there was something new. So we wanted to make sure that we can work with people and try and profit came later. First, the idea was that we should ensure we're able to achieve goals by helping as much as we can with whatever we can. And I think that is going to be the focus, and that is the way it's going to go forward. So that's the way we started different revenue streams. And even when we were sending people to the US, there was a lot of ambiguity in terms of safety precautions and stuff like that. So we had our partners. I'm part of a worldwide network called Skoll, where we build relationships globally. And we have friends in California who came forward with their vans, which we used for transfers, which were completely sanitized, following all protocols. And all our guests that would land, we would give them these vehicles. So, that was an added revenue for both of us. So we both grew in that way, in that direction. So I guess, very interesting experiences, and hope is always going to be there. So that's the way it is.
Sure. Rakesh, you said very, with all your conversation, there was this one very interesting emotion that came out, that by the end of the day, you kept saying that, we worked on our relationships. We worked on our relationships. We
Yes.
worked on working together. And my partners, so you're using collaboration in your work all the time. So
Always.
I think I firmly believe that you're saying the future of the industry is collaborations and
Absolutely.
collective synergies to
Absolutely.
support one another in whatever way we can.
Absolutely.
Is a clear message that you're bringing out here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact,
Great.
yeah, we have been working.
So you're saying the future trend of the travel and tourism industry is all about connections, collaborations, figuring how you can give the best quality product to your customer, which was always, of course, in the past, but with a little more homework now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because
Yes.
I'm telling you, I mean, frankly, let me be honest. As a mother today, I'm not going to go to any fly-by-night operator because I care for my kids more than me, because I don't want them to suffer, really. And I
Correct.
want to have a peaceful holiday.
Correct.
So you're saying it's important to give that confidence to your customer or your client. And you're not going to do this by not respecting yourself.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So, when we're talking about collaborations, respect, my next speaker, very interestingly, this whole flow is actually going through a certain pattern. Shalini, you literally have been a woman in command with your own product, and we're very happy to see you, do your bit in this world of pandemics and slowdowns. A very interesting saying that Michelle Obama says, that failure is an important part of your growth, and developing it is, and developing resilience is the story and the key. Shalini, you always told me that, though you've not done so-called what maybe a Manish did, or maybe what a Rakesh did, by actually, getting the green shoots and working towards it, you just told me, all said and done, I kept my principles and my partners in conversation. I'm working towards improving my product. Shalini, how important and what do you see as the future trend with product upgradation and the story beyond?
Thank you for having me here, Reema, and you're doing a fabulous job. I mean, I'm absolutely loving your series and the sessions that you're having. They're really, really amazing. So coming back, when the holiday started, that everyone's under lockdown, and then, okay, the holiday lasted for a month, like Manish said, and then what? Like, I've always been independent. I've been working and learning every day right from I was 17. So for me, this was like a holiday, yes, but it doesn't last forever. And then you're like, now what? People kept saying it's going to last for another 6 months, 3 months, 2 years. And there were all sorts of stories and stuff that we had to believe or whatever. So I thought, fine, let me try and get around growing, evolving as a person, as my company, which I had to do my brand building, PR building. Like I said, I've stayed in connect with all my suppliers, my hoteliers, built stronger relations. I found a niche for my company, which until now it was always like, okay, I'll do this. But now I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to do. And if you want to come to me, then these are my terms, and this is what my expertise is. I'm not going to do anything and everything. So I took the effort. I studied. I spoke to people across the globe, everywhere, US, Australia, New Zealand, etc., etc. And I found my niche on what I wanted to do, and doing things like Transformation Travel Council, which I joined, which was very strategic, because I'm looking at travel which transforms you as a person. It's not just going to Singapore for a 3-night holiday and coming back. That's not what I want to do anymore. I want to do something that challenges me when I'm curating itineraries. I want to do something that my clients, my travelers come back and have stories to tell, and it stays with them. It's not just like a holiday and back. No, it has to be much, much more. I dabbled into podcasting. I thought, let me experience and also find newer avenues of reaching out to my clients. So podcasting was very, very well received by my clients. It was like imaginative travel. You're not really traveling, but you can imagine where you're going and the memories of travel. So that was a lot of fun, something I really, really enjoyed doing. And then after about 6 months of the pandemic, I realized that people are just, all over and kind of lost. So I formed Socio and Socio for Women in Travel and Hospitality, which was again, it's been growing organically. We are all leveraging and learning from each other, concentrating on positives. There's no, it's all about travel, yes, but we're not really doing travel, we're not having advertisements, we're not having deals. We're connecting with each other on what your positive is, and I'm going to learn from you and you learn from me. That's what we're concentrating on.
Yes.
So I guess the year has been busy, and I'm really, really happy about it.
So you actually kept yourself busy on the positive platform, mentally.
All the way. In fact, Siddharth kept telling me that you're busier than even normal times. What are you doing? I said, well, I'm just doing a lot of things and I'm trying to find my niche.
Excellent. So you did not believe in being just hopeless, though you were helpless with the business, but you were never hopeless. I always love quoting this. There is
that's not my DNA. My DNA doesn't allow me to be hopeless or negative.
Yes, and you said your interesting keyword, Shalini, was brand building. You invested in your brand in this entire crisis. You said, it doesn't matter, I'm not doing much, but I'm at least investing back in my brand. Right? Is the message you want to clearly give?
I rebranded the logo, the theories of working, the destinations. I rebranded everything. I mean, A to Z. In Click to Travel, from what it was in 2019 to what it is in 2021, they're absolutely a drastic change.
And change is what brings you that energy of growth.
The world has changed after the pandemic, so the least we can do is change and evolve and make it better.
Yes. Once again, another speaker who gives a very clear message to our industry that keep the faith, guys. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy sitting here. All of us are working honestly on our savings, 100%. We all are really struggling in our own little silos. But can we just come out and speak that probably there is hope? Probably there is a certain energy that can push us and take us on to the next level. And the person who I spoke to, my fourth speaker, Piyush, I'm sorry, but I wish to call you the new kid on the block. I know you've been in business for the past 24 years, been silently working, as a company and called Jen and Jen Travels, but I want to say you're the new kid on the block. And I'm sure you will forgive me to call you that, because you are learning on the go. You've been super humble in admitting the fact that you have fabulous colleagues in your industry and your entire travel fraternity. And I would like to mention, you had some beautiful things to say about your Mumbai colleagues and whether it is Ajay Chhabria, whether it is Vinayak, whether it is Swapnil, whether it is Pradeep Sabu, everybody, you said your work as a team, and that gives me hope. That gives me hope that all said and done, there are few people who are ready to work together, make things and make difference in the most positive way. So that's great. Piyush, you told me something very clearly that, Reema, you don't mind, but I am buying office. I'm buying an office in Mumbai. I'm actually employing staff in Mumbai. So where am I seeing the pandemic and where am I seeing the problem? So you have a gentleman called Piyush Jain who's actually buying an office, who's employing people, and that is such a fabulous news. Piyush, can we hear it from you directly, please?
Thank you. Hi, Reema. How are you, friends?
I'm sure they're saying hi to you.
Hi. So see, when this travel got stopped, like when it stopped, everything was like at standstill. Nobody was knowing what would happen. And there was a lot of negativity has been created during that period. And then I was just calling my friends, meeting them, house party, judo, and all these things. So this has gone for good like 15, 20 days, 30 days. I'm like, but after a month or so, like there was nothing to do. Like we are just getting up late, like aram se 11, 12 baje, we used to get up. But there were no goals, like what to do. There was no schedule, no stress, no nothing. Then finally, I'm like, yeah, definitely during this period, the initial period, I used to meet my friends, Ajay, Vinayak, Rishabh, Jimit, everyone. And there was a lot of positive talks. There was a lot of positivity in their talks. But definitely, see, this is nothing is permanent. The things will come. There will be the opportunity. So somehow, it was just a waiting period. So I was just looking for an opportunity. And in between that, I used to get the calls from my clients. Piyush, I'm stuck in US, I'm stuck in Africa, I'm stuck over here. And at the same time, we came to know that Air India is starting with the Vande Bharat mission. And it is just to evacuate the people who are stranded in India, who are stranded, the foreigners who are stranded in India, the Indians who are stranded across globe and who want to come back. And then, all this started. And then I came to know, okay, I saw the opportunity. I like the numbers are very big. A lot of people are stuck. And this was the best time to grab this opportunity. And this is how it started. And then trust me, we did a good numbers, especially to Australia, to US, to Canada, to Africa.
Yes, absolutely, Piyush. And you also clearly told me that you wait and watch. You told me that people are going to travel on a vengeance. Because let's not talk about the post-COVID world. There's nothing like the post-COVID world. I personally feel maybe the post-vaccinated world, because I don't know what's happening with COVID, mutations, double mutations. Let's not go there. But maybe the post-vaccinated world, you told me, Piyush, is a world that's going to travel. And you also told me that, we shouldn't say it, but people have realized the importance of bonding with families and living life to the fullest. So that's where you feel the future for travel is bright. Check me if I'm wrong.
No, definitely. See, it will boom. Trust me, the next 3 years, it's for travel industry. The people should understand. See, the agents should understand. The things are not canceled. The holidays are not canceled. They are just postponed. And trust me, see, we are blessed. Our country is blessed with 130 crores population. So even if the 1% people travel, we have enough numbers to serve.
Yes.
So I think so, and I think so. The India, it's like a basic need. Traveling is like a basic need. Everyone wants to travel.
Yes, it doesn't matter what age group you are today. And you're absolutely right. And of course, Piyush, as the other speakers, my respective speakers said, only one message: time to work as a syndicate and not in silos.
Exactly. Yeah, that we discussed.
Is something which Rakesh emphasizes with Manish also said that, if we don't work together and gel together, it's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. I mean, we can probably blame each other, but if you don't respect yourself as a tour operator, and probably that's what you told me, Manish, it's time we respect ourselves somewhere, because, then my principal or my partner will respect me, or my client will obviously respect me. Thank you, Piyush. And, we move on to this one interesting question, which I really want to ask my panelists. And, Manish, there's a specific question coming for you. You dealt with brick and mortar. Travel is one of the most intangible business. We sell dreams, we sell emotions. You finally decided to make your hands dirty by actually getting into brick and mortar and building Realize. So there is a question in my personal box which says, when you went onto the drawing board, what gave you that confidence that my Realize business is not just a COVID positive pandemic business, but a post-vaccinated business? And you're very confident that people are going to look at Realize as the way they look at maybe high-end hospitality. So, Manish, what's your take on this?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, even when I started, when I had several options when, I was thinking of what to do. And I wanted to make sure whatever I'm doing is going to be long term. It's not going to be a pastime. It's not something that I'm going to switch over when the travel starts. But I said, this is going to be my trump card. This is going to be something that nobody else has apart from me, and I'm going to own the ecosystem. I was very clear about that. Otherwise, I'm not doing it because I was fed up of talking to vendors, other hotels, negotiating the rates. They'll, give different rates to different people. I said, no, I want to control the rates. So then this was falling in place. And coming to the long-term goal, long-term, what I want to achieve, uh, I'm very sure once this pandemic is over, which is going to be soon. In the last 9 months, we have had back-to-back bookings in all our villas. Most of our villas are huge. It's like my villa is an acre. It is 5,000 square feet. It has housekeeping. It has everything that you'd want in a house. So frankly, I don't think so. I think, frankly, I have spoiled the market.
Oh,
Okay. I have spoiled the market. I have spoiled my clients. I have given them, the butler service they wanted, the concierge service they wanted, all in one under one roof, which I don't think they would get in alternate luxury at all. So post pandemic, I'm sure at least my clients would not want to pay X rupees for a 200 square feet. They would want to pay X rupees for a 5,000 square feet. They prefer to pay that. So, with all the other facilities that we are providing. So I'm very sure this is very resilient. There is nothing that can shake the holiday homes that we're doing, especially what we're doing, because we have actually added a lot of value to what is happening in the rest of the world. In the rest of the world, you can just go to, you'll have to go pull out the keys, which is under the carpet, open the villa and go in. This is not like this. I have my customer service receiving you at the entrance with folded hands. I have my butler serving you your welcome drink. All our fam trips and everything has come in very handy, where we offer our welcome drinks, hot towels, cold towels, decoration in the beds. All that has come in very handy. And so we are actually giving all the experiences that you would get in a hotel, plus all your space, privacy, cleanliness, and everything else. We use all the hotel grade uh, chemicals. So that's another thing. I mean, I've done the complete research. We have all hotel guys who've been working for hotels working for us. And so I see nothing that can shake me, shake this system, shake this platform that I'm doing. I'm only probably going to be growing, and I'm going to give the Airbnb a run for their money in India.
Your confidence gives me the energy to do more sessions like that. Let me be honest. You are bang on. You're saying, I wanted to control my rates.
Yes.
And you said you're very clear that it was worth it to get your hands dirty into brick and mortar.
Absolutely.
And you also said something that you want to give Airbnb a run for their money. And you want to probably make another concept called luxury villa options in India.
Right.
Right. So here is a new business model, literally, that grew out of adversity. And the trend and temperaments of the future is very clearly health, hygiene, quality service. If you give service, your customer is paying for it. And you're obviously not going to a customer that's obviously doing a lot of shopping.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. I mean, once they get used to this kind of offering that we give them, I don't see them going anywhere else. They'd come back for more. And this is just the beginning. I am just waiting to see when inbound opens. I mean, the foreigners, the NRIs who come to India would I don't know what they do to me if I don't give them my villas, So that's another big thing that's waiting, another opportunity.
Manish, thank you so much, because there was a gentleman who actually asked me this question via this whole platform, because he was wanting to know, where did you get that confidence, saying, okay, everything looks good here now, but what's the future? And you've clearly given us the plan for the future, saying, to hell with the world, I'm on the right path.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And it's more than that, is the execution. I know exactly what I want to do.
Yes.
I think my last 25 years in the travel business is paying off now.
Yes.
It hasn't before, but it's paying off now. Yes. And I'm very clear with what I want to do and what I want to offer to my guests.
Yeah, and I've just got a very interesting congratulations for you in the chat. There's Asim who says, Manish, way to go, own it, grow it, and sell it. So here you are, Manish. Congratulations.
Thank you, Asim.
Yeah, so while we are having such a buzz, I know there are dampeners. Rakesh, you said something very beautiful in the sidelines to me. Apart from Versace, apart from Palazzo Versace, you also had a beautiful experience with your client. Apart from your charters to Dubai, you also said there was an experience in the US with your limousine service and how you connected with your clients there and how important it is to be part of the tourism ball game together. Do you want to throw some light on it, please?
Sure. So basically, the clients required safety. They wanted assurance that once they land, they're going to be in a very safe environment to get to their homes, because there was such a lot of fear with the virus spreading so much, so fast, that they wanted an assurance that they would get a protected transfer service. And I reached out to my friends. These guys are local guides who are in California, and they have a system. They have an entire system in place where they go through this process and they charge a fee for it. And the client was willing to pay the fee. They didn't care about this. They just wanted to ensure that once they land, they will get to their homes safely. So this was something new and different, where a taxi service would charge them $60 to get to a place, but here these guys are paying $250 to $300 for a service, which they don't mind as long as they are safe. So this is like a new revenue stream which was building up while the people were traveling.
Right. So you're saying that it's important to have the right connects at the right places and nurture those connections.
Absolutely.
You can't be thinking myopic. You can't be thinking make hay while the sun shines and just forget about the rest, right?
Absolutely not. Right. Absolutely not.
All right. So again, the question of morals and morale, literally.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't respect yourself, I mean, how are you going to be expecting the client to respect you and pay the kind of fee, that you would like to ask? Yes. And you must be able to ask that kind of a fee when you are able to deliver the service.
Yes. In fact, you just said that to me also, that today, if I don't respect my work, how can somebody else respect me really? Absolutely. I mean, how can I just not ask value for my own hard work? Yeah. And what Shalini also mentioned, she said, look, enough of, looking at any file. I'm going to look at the files which I think are going to be specifically worth my while. Absolutely. So I think we've all come to value by the end of it and just waste the time on anything and everything. In fact, Shalini, you are someone, your company, Click to Travel, does a lot of these unique holidays. Holidays for women is a given, but you've done quaint stuff like, a girl's 25th, birthday, an 18th birthday. So what do you think, according to you, will be the future demands from your clients, please? What will be the future inherent demands?
So coming back to Manish, yes, villas, yes, for sure. Boutique stays, villas, personalized holidays like multi-generational travel, because everyone's been apart. You want to get back, have your reunions, smaller weddings. We're not looking at flashy 400, 500 for now, but yeah, smaller ones. There'd be a lot of celebrations for sure. People have realized the value of life. It's so unpredictable that you never know what's in store tomorrow. Might as well live it up today. So yeah, it's a lot of celebrations. Even it doesn't matter, I'm not reaching my 40th. I'm okay to celebrate my 38th with my friends, So yeah, a lot of that for sure. And smaller, like even if it's group tours, it's going to be personalized. It's going to be, 8, 10, 12 tops, I would think. I'm not looking at, I don't think there would be a lot of like 60, 70 kind of people traveling together for now.
Yes. So you think the client is going to demand very personalized, quaint stuff, and you're saying, I don't want to wait. In fact, it's very weird, Shalini. This afternoon, I told my husband, saying that I want to celebrate my 48th birthday coming soon. 50 ka to pata nahi.
I told you, I would think the same, that I want to celebrate my life today. Forget tomorrow. I don't even know what's going to happen in November. I'd rather go and celebrate my birthday tomorrow. I don't care.
Yes, you watched my feeling this afternoon. I was like, 48th birthday, I'm going to do it well. You never know. I'll do my 50th better maybe, but I want to do my 48th well.
And then you want to celebrate with the people who actually mean to you. You don't want 100 people I'm happier having my 20 people with me who mean the world to me, my immediate family. I'm not interested in going with 100 people.
Yes, not anymore. Not anymore.
Can I add something about the 50th birthday? I've
Mani,
had very
2 years more, Manish. 2
no,
years.
no. I said no, no. I said I want to add something about this 50th birthday.
Yes.
I had a client who celebrated. I mean, we've been having celebrations every day in our villa. I had a client who wanted to celebrate his 50th birthday. So he took the villa. He called 8 or 10 of his friends. They celebrated in our villa. My guy called me. He said, "This guy is really young. I don't think he's 50." So I called him actually. I said, "Boss, are you really 50?" He said, "No, I'm actually 40, but I don't want to wait until 50 to celebrate my 50th birthday. I'm doing it today." I said, "Amazing. I mean, this is crazy. I haven't heard of anything more crazy than
I'm
this."
telling you, that's what I've been doing. I know people who are doing it. I would do it
Yeah.
myself. So it makes a lot of sense.
He said, "I'm done with." He said, "I'm done with my 50th celebration." That's about, I think it was 42 or something. But he said, "I want to celebrate my milestone today." I
It's
said,
good.
"Right, I'm giving you 25% off for that."
Well, Manish, that is something else. Huh? This guy must be something else. I mean, I thought of it and he's executed it.
Yeah.
Great. Moving on
There's also a very, very interesting trend, which is wives wanting to get away from their husbands because they're so fed up of the house and being together. They just want to set off alone. I have had single ladies traveling away on a safari because they just want to get away. And no network holidays. I don't want the bloody network. I don't want anybody calling me to ask me anything. Just leave me alone and let me have a good time and live it up.
So the next trend is about happier holidays, quainter holidays, and holidays deep with emotions, right? Right. And, moving on to a little more from the emotion to the practical, Piyush, you told me it's time we also respect our partners, and you said something very beautiful to me this afternoon, that let's support the hoteliers as well. There is no harm in we working with the airlines and the hospitality sector together, though, they have kind of sidelined us sometimes in life, but that doesn't mean we disrespect them. Piyush, can you throw some light on this very interesting point?
See, the future, everyone's require, now the hotel industry is in a very bad shape. Yes. Even they require a big funds. So if we agents work in syndicate and give an XYZ amount of funds to the hotel in return, we get a best rate, and it is easy for us to be competitive in the market. Rather than undercutting between the agents, we can earn a handsome profit. Yes. So this is how it's a win-win situation for the hoteliers, for the agents, and even the client is getting the benefit out of it. This is how I think so. This should work in future.
That you actually work with your partners in a very refined way. In
yes.
Clear-cut principles and policies.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying the hospitality sector, the aviation sector, as Rakesh clearly told me, that I'm sorry, I don't want to mention the airline, Rakesh, but how you supported that airline instead of the airline supporting you.
Yeah.
I don't want to, talk about an airline here, but I do respects to you that as a tour operator, as a travel agent, you went ahead and supported an airline in crisis. And finally, that airline stood by you, is what you said.
Yes, they did.
Excellent.
Yes, they did. And the same thing happened with the hotels also. In February, we did a wedding in Taj Santa Cruz where they wanted the experience of an airport. They wanted to hear the aircrafts, So we curated a lovely evening for our guests by the pool where they could hear the aeroplanes take off and land at times, And so we supported them. So what happens is, I agree with Piyush completely. And, we have worked together also. So the thing is, this is the time for us to support the industry. We have to support one another. Once we are able to support one another, we will all grow. And when we all grow, we will all do well. So this is something which we all have to put in our mindset. The leaders have to work in this direction so that we can all achieve good, positivity, and we move forward together. If one person is going to move, the wheel is not going to move. It's going to just, go into a pitfall. So we must all work together.
Right. Absolutely. The wheel of life, as we call it, and the wheel of time has to be together with the right kind of business ideas and synergies in the right way. I respect that, Rakesh, completely. And I really respect your entire story on how it's about Once again, as Piyush says, as Manish says, and you say, and Shalini say, that gone are the days of working in your silos. Gone are the days. It's all about, syndication. It's all about coming together and genuinely, if possible, please have the word solidarity fixed in your head. Is what you're saying. It doesn't matter which part of the world you sit in. As you said, my colleagues in Los Angeles helped me. My colleagues in Maldives helped me. So it's like a part of the whole ballgame. I'm just kind of getting questions here. There is a question for you, Piyush, interestingly. This thing, what is it about, what do you see? Because you told me clearly you're buying an office. You told me clearly you're employing people.
Yeah.
In this time when people are losing jobs, you're going ahead and getting people into your system. That's something really commendable. Most importantly, what gives you the confidence? None of us are sitting with a crystal ball. None of us are saying that, maybe COVID, God forbid, if COVID part 5 comes, I have no idea. But you're saying 2023-24 is going to be travel on vengeance, and you're getting your back office ready today to fix that.
Even 2022.
Oh, wow. So you're actually giving two at the number. So this gentleman wants to know what is giving you that serious confidence to actually go and invest in people and invest in an office.
See, now this is, I see the market as very positive. Just imagine between December to March this year, all the domestic hotels, all the good domestic hotels were sold out. The flights were full. Like somewhere the business was there in the market. Where this business was coming from. People are frustrated. Everyone wants to leave. Once the things get settled, once this COVID is a history, everyone will travel and everyone has to travel. So definitely, I see the market will definitely boom. It will boom. And it will be better than last 5 years.
Wow, that is some confidence talking. Wow. Okay. Wow. So you're saying you're according to you, very clear that the post-vaccinated world is a world of boom for travel.
Yes.
Fair enough. And that's why you're obviously investing in manpower and people. Manpower and also in brick and mortar.
Yeah, definitely. Now I'm getting at at much economical salary. And then when the business will boom, I have to pay double the salary. So better I invest it right now.
Yes. Hats off to your forward thinking. And of course, I don't know whether the audience knows, but Piyush has gone a step ahead and he's told me that he wants to get into corporate social responsibility. Piyush, can I share it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you'll be very happy to employ women who are from underprivileged homes as a CSR initiative. That's his focus, ladies and gentlemen. Hats off to him, because he's not only thinking about profits, he's thinking about profits with purpose. And I really do respect you, even for the thought, Piyush, that you thought of employing women from the lesser fortunate backgrounds. So I hope your business grows and you have more women or students from the middle class, lower middle class coming and joining your whole experience and making travel a beautiful place to live in. One more question coming to you, Rakesh, is, you've seen your father, you've seen the entire journey, he traveled the hale days, and, everybody said those were the days of travel, the 90s and the 80s and all that. And look at what happened here. But you're saying, still I have faith. And this one question to you is from this gentleman. Is Gen X ready for travel? And if Gen X is ready for travel in the travel family, what's the advice you want to give Generation Next to take business on for the next 50 years in travel?
So the Gen X there's a big challenge for the Gen X now with the pandemic. I think this is my personal opinion, and I feel that small is going to be big. We'll have to work on small groups, small activities. Now, the fact that United has purchased 50 small planes, like small Concords, which are going to fly shorter distances. So I think that is going to be the future in the next 10 years, where you're going to see smaller groups, smaller places, villas, private villas. So the conventions and MICE are going to take time with social distancing. There are going to be hybrid events and hybrid situations which will be partly online and partly personal, at least for the next 2-3 years. And I feel the Gen X has to reinvent themselves. They have to understand this market and offer their services in such a way where they fit into the system or they fit into the wheel, and they are able to continue to go through with the life cycle. So I think there is a lot of education to be done. There is a lot of time to be spent on understanding what changes are, how changes are going to be impacted, how is a large cruise liner going to be impacted with small groups and smaller sizes, how they're going to create social distancing, what norms are they going to follow, how is a convention center which has got 1,000 rooms going to survive? Because the key going forward is going to be sustainability. All decisions in life going forward for the tourism industry is going to be based on sustainability. All decisions, tier 3, tier 4, tier 1, tier 2. So when those decisions are going to impact sustainability, we have to see how we fit into that sustainability goal. We have to see that how we are going to be part of that to coexist and form a future. So it's going to be a tough road ahead. I think our leaders have got a good job on their hand. If they are able to identify this and spread it amongst the fraternity, everybody is going to be educated and doing well. So we have to find our own niche.
So Rakesh or anyone, there is a very interesting, tricky question that's come here. I don't know who has the answer. They're saying, is there one centralized body or an organization which can really be in support of the travel agents? I mean, this is a very old question, but somebody just asked me this. I don't want to mention the name though, but can the travel agents fraternity technically have like a NASCOM?
I think my personal opinion is going to be the government's responsibility. They have to stop fighting. The central and these guys have got to stop fighting. Someone has to take charge, and we have to come together. This is the time to come together. If it's not now, it's never.
Correct. So you're saying, so this question is whether can we have, his question is, let me read it. Can we have a centrally organized organization within the travel fraternity who can be our real voice for the industry? So, I mean, I don't know whether
the person who has asked this question should stand up and say, I am doing it. Who's joining me?
How cool.
Who's asking it? Pradeep is asking. Who's asking?
I wouldn't want to mention it on a public platform, but I will obviously share it to you on the sidelines. But this person has been like, I think sounded really wanting to do something. And can we just, because I think everyone's very positive and charged up. I feel so happy that the kind of comments I'm getting on the inbox is like, first and foremost, major congratulations to all 4 of y'all, because y'all have been real. Y'all have been so rooted and grounded, and y'all are not trying to tell us stories which didn't happen. You're not telling us stories which y'all faced. And most importantly, Rakesh, due respects again to all 4 of you, you also said that Reema had no choice but to see where my money comes. You told me very clearly, Reema, I had no choice but to cut my expenses to bare minimum, where you actually sat your wife down, your kids down, saying, we are in trouble times, guys, cut expenditure. And you so sweetly were honest about it. By the grace of God, you made that money and you tried to survive because you worked hard. And you always said, as a businessman, no risk, no return.
No reward. Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's what
no
business
risk,
is
no
all
returns.
about.
Yeah. So fair enough, guys. I normally stick to my panel and stick to time. We're exactly a minute away from 6 o'clock. And I just want to say such a humble thank you. Thank you to just not 4 of you, because without you, I wouldn't have been able to do this panel. Shalini, thank you for bringing these brilliant 3 men on the platform.
Thank you. It's just always amazing to connect with these guys. I've been one-on-one in touch with them and knowing what they're really doing, and with you, because I just completely resonate with your thoughts and how you, strong women, hashtag.
Thank you. Thank you. It's just the fact that, Manish, I'm seeing you for the first time on screen. And Piyush, I'm seeing you for the first time on screen. Thank you so much for having faith in me, most importantly. I remember you told Shalini, I'm really wondering whether to do this or no. And I told you, as a moderator, I could only give you a guarantee that probably you should be happy on my show. Piyush, thank you so much. I hope I did justice to you, Piyush.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you. Manish, I don't know when do I come to Chennai, though I have married a Tamilian. But coming to Chennai is a different story. So one day we get to see your beautiful villas. And of course, there have been like a list of requests for fan trips to your beautiful villa from the Bombay agents here.
Absolutely.
From Delhi, from Jaipur, from everywhere. So everybody wants to come and see your villa. And Rakesh, we go a long way. Your father, when I was a young journalist, I still consider myself young, 48, but young. And I remember coming to him 20 years ago when I started journalism to learn from him, to learn from your father. And thank you so much for giving me all these beautiful opportunities. Wow, guys, it's a platform of learning. There have been brilliant take homes we've taken. Most important take home is the tourism industry and the travel industry is here to stay. Shalini said things and temperaments are changing. Manit said, I am rock solid confident that the villa business is growing and growing how and fast. You said there is no way I'm looking back. He's saying I'm ready to open offices and take people and also get into CSR. And Rakesh has a clear message saying together we can, guys, together we can. We can't work in our silos anymore. And the time has come to just respect each other. We respect each other, we build our own little NESCOM maybe, and be as a powerful force towards the government as well. On this fabulous, fabulous note, me at Reemarkabl promises to bring you stories of only sense and not sensationalism. That's not just my tagline, that's also my mission and my vision. As a media professional, it's about quality stories and about talking to quality people to build this industry on a different platform, guys. Have the faith, we're all in it together. And namaste, and thank you very much for this fabulous 1 hour together.